far as the Penguin episode 3. Again, the Penguin is just it's moving at a pace that I really didn't expect. For some people, it might be slow. It might be a little slow in some cases, but it's definitely a character drama. It's a character-driven show for the Penguin and for Kristen Miliotti's character, Sophia Falcone, and then even Victor. Like this episode, Victor gets more of the limelight, which is really cool. And I have a theory of who Victor may turn out to be, which I think would be super cool and very unexpected for this show. But in this episode, Penguin is doing more to kind of team up with Sophia Falcone on this new drug they're trying to push within the city. And they're trying to kind of do their own thing separate from the Falcone dynasty of sorts. And they're finding some issues there because of the Maronis. Like Salvatore Maroni, he's in prison, but his family is still doing things, in the mob arena, going against the Falcones. And Penguin's had a lot of hand in that. But in this episode, you see more of like the dynamic between Sophia Falcone and Penguin, and you get little tidbits of their history. He did something that led to her being put into Arkham Asylum, and you just don't know exactly what that is yet. And apparently in episode 4, we're going to get like a background episode, a flashback episode to show us kind of what happened there. Because the way that this episode 3 ends, you realize she kind of finds out, oh, like you're doing some stuff on the back end that you're not telling us about. So I love the aspect of Penguin always kind of putting himself against a wall. Like literally he's up against a brick wall, but it's him hemming himself up. It's him doing it to himself because he puts himself in so many different horrible situations, and he talks himself out of most of them, or he gets help. But the way this episode even starts was great because, again, Victor, he's a teenage kid. The whole time during these last couple of episodes, I kept trying to think, what does his family do? Like, what do they wonder where he is? Like, is he just out on his own? Is his family still alive? And you get some background on that. But you also see how the bombs that the Riddler planted in the movie The Batman that flooded the city, how that impacted him. And it's actually really sad. It's really sad. I don't want to give a whole lot of spoilers, but you could probably guess what that is. But there's an aspect to that leads me to believe that he could be becoming a character of another villain in the Batman universe in a way that they're creating it new for the Batman, as far as this, again, the Batman universe itself. And so I feel like it could be the Penguin mentoring a villain, not really even knowing he is, but mentoring a villain that we know from the Batman universe. That would be actually really, really cool if they go that route. I don't want to say too much yet. I'll just say that his name is Victor and there is a villain named Victor, and I'm wondering if this is this guy and it's just the early stages of it. And if it is, what else does he have to experience to become this Victor villain? So yeah, it's interesting, but it'll be really cool if there's a show surrounded by the Penguin, or at least focusing more on the Penguin, but then we see another villain throughout the these episodes, kind of the origins of that, which again I think would be really cool. I don't know if they've said anything about that or if that's kind of like was already in the plans, that's been voiced. I don't know, but if it is, I do think that would be pretty dope. I do think that would really be cool. And we'll see. But the way that the episode ends is really cool. Again, every time that the episodes for the Penguin end, I'm excited for the next week. I watch it right away, like right when it comes out on Sunday, even though they switched it up from Thursday on the first night, episode 1, and now it's on Sunday night. But then they realize, oh crap, people actually want to watch this. Let's put it on a prime time slot where we would normally put, when The Sopranos was out or Game of Thrones, things like that. Let's put it on a Sunday because I don't really have anything in a Sunday time slot right now. So with House of the Dragon done, season 2 done, which I still haven't watched that yet, so I gotta check that out. But yeah, it's in a good spot. But yeah, if you like the Batman, you'll like this one. It is, again, it's R-rated Batman, like it is. It's R-rated. It's a lot of language. The violence is pretty visceral, but the way that the story is told is very engaging. You get to know the characters. You get into the psyche of the characters. There's little tidbits they'll throw around here or there that aren't necessarily like, ooh, you know about this or you know about that. Like that. It's not really like that. But it's like subtle moments where they will kind of do that, which I really do enjoy. But again, I said this in my last review, I believe. Like the city of Gotham is a character in and of itself. Like the city of Gotham is a character. When they show certain aspects in this episode in particular, like you feel it, and then you remember it from the movie The Batman. But you don't realize they kind of went back in time to show you some history on Victor and what he experienced, and you see some of his other connections, and you kind of get to understand him a little better. And so I really enjoyed that because I was wondering if they would do that. And yeah, like it's a really great show. Like it's really fun to watch. But again, for some it might be a little bit slow. It might be, but again, it's a character driven show, and that's why I really enjoy it. Which is, and I'm glad that it's doing well because the Joker 2 is not. I haven't even watched that yet, but I'm hearing that it didn't make a lot of money. So it's good to have at least one Batman property that's out currently that's doing very well with its viewership. So if you've seen the Batman, not the Batman, but if you've seen the Penguin episode 3, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on that.